Dad. Lan, the net battler. Who's that? You must be Lan. Who are you? Are you a nebula operator? Nebula? Close. Very close. What do you want? Now, no need to get all riled up. I don't intend to hurt you. Just let me show you something. Nod. Behold, a squirrel! What are we doing here? I want you to show me your power, the both of you. What for? Oh, just curious. Forget it. I don't know who you are. We don't have to show you anything. Or maybe you don't have anything to show. With wimps like you, Nebula's got it easy. How do you know we're fighting Nebula? Heh, I don't bother answering wimps. What are you calling us wimps for, anyway? That is one thing we are certainly not. I've had enough. We'll show you what we're made of. Heh, that's the spirit. Jack into the squirrel. A totally normal request. Find my navi in the deep reaches of the squirrel comp. Are you ready? Heh, but I'm not sure if you'll even make it to my navi. We'll make it to your navi. And if we do, I expect you to tell me who you are. Agreed. Let's do it, Megaman. Yeah, I think we should find out who he is anyway. Whoever he is, he'll find out we're no wimps. Let's go, Lan. Into the squirrel! But first, Lan, you've got mail. It's from Beryl. Shoot, just as things were getting started. Yeah, I know, Lan. Just let me read it. At the end of the last Liberation mission, a resonance between Megaman and Knightman occurred, allowing Megaman to gain a new ability. According to Dr. Hikari's files, when Megaman's soul resonates with that of another Navi's, the synchronicity of the souls that is achieved temporarily gives Megaman that Navi's abilities. It is called Double Soul. I still prefer the Japanese name for it, Soul Unison. I just think that sounds cooler. And should be very useful in your battles. I've attached a practice program. Master this new technique immediately. Wow! I'll open the attachment. Double Soul? I'm in a rush, but this I can't put off for later. Let's do it, Megaman. Double Soul requires the sacrifice of a compatible chip. Sacrifice? Does that mean I'll lose it? You got it. This isn't really spelled out too well. You don't permanently lose the chip. You only lose it for the rest of that current match. So, like, you don't constantly have to get, for example, in this case, more air hockey chips to replace the ones you lose. Right now, Megaman can unite with KnightSoul. I've been at this too long. The word unite looked weird to me. And given the proofreading, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was like Megaman can untie with KnightSoul. Knightman's a Navi that can destroy all with one swing. Sacrifice air hockey or another break-based chips. See, right there, another break-based chips to Double Soul. Here's how to do it. First, select air hockey. Next, select the unite command. Give it a try, Lan. So that's how a double chip is made. Selecting OK will now automatically activate Double Soul. KnightSoul has double attack when using A-button power attack with break-based chips. You'll be invincible temporarily when using the chip at an area's front. A power attack with the B button becomes a Royal Wrecking Ball. Now, let's give it a try. So, we'll take these. Behold, KnightSoul! So yes, I am invincible while using a chip at the front of the row. I can use Knightman's Royal Wrecking Ball, and by charging up air hockey, I can make it more powerful. That's Double Soul. Mastering it will make you stronger. However, there are a few restrictions on uniting. First, you can't sacrifice regular chips. Second, you can only unite once with the same soul in battle. Third, Double Soul only lasts 3 turns. Consider this before you use Double Soul. You have mail, Lan. KnightSoul from Barrel. KnightSoul lets you sync by using break-based chips. It gives you temporary invincibility when you use a chip in the front row. Use B-button power attack for a devastating Royal Wrecking Ball. Use A-button power attack with break-based chips to double attack power. KnightSoul lets you stand your ground. I know you'll be able to put it to good use. So with that, that's where we're going to cut things for now. At least here on Team Colonel. We do have another ally to talk about after all, so let's see what's going on over at Team ProtoMan. So it's time to take care of this liberation mission over here on the Team ProtoMan side of things. We have a new ally to get to know after all. There you are. ProtoMan. I think I know a way we can beat the gun battery. Is that so? Ah, so you want me to block that gun battery? Well, if it isn't the official Navi ProtoMan. I wouldn't normally be willing to help you, but I have orders from Tesla. This is Magnet Man. His defense is incredible. Magnet Man, the ex-gospel Navi. Quite a surprise. Let's see what you've got then. Very well, I'll give you something to talk about. Megaman, let's go. Yeah. Magnet Man, proceed on my signal. I'll destroy the gun battery while you're absorbing hits. Don't order me, I only listen to Tesla's orders. Sheesh. Here goes. 3, 2, 1, go! Magnet barrier. Now, step sword. Quite impressive. That was nothing. Huh. Let's go. Begin mission. This'll be fun. Megaman, let's go too. Yep. And so, in we go. This area is controlled by the Dark Lords. That guy. Shade Man. Long time no see, Megaman. Heh. The Dark Power has resurrected me. He's the one who spread dark chips. Get him! Watch out for his flying capability. It lets him attack from any direction during the Dark Lord's phase. So, we'll be getting hit all the time? Don't forget, one of us is really strong at defense. My magnet barrier is strong enough to shield the whole team during that phase. Did you all hear that? Complete the liberation within 9 phases. Good luck! So, for the most part, our strategy is going to be basically the same in getting through here. After all, we're dealing with defensive powers as far as strategy, and since we want to get through here quickly, we're probably not really going to be using them. So, let's go. Let's see what we've got here. One turn liberation. Just barely, though. But with that, next up is going to be Magnet Man's turn. And so, before we have him do the clearance we're going to have to use him for, let's have a quick demo of his powers, shall we? Okay, so much like Nightman, Magnet Man is a defense specialist. He'll protect the rest of your team. So once again, we have a setup where the rest of the team is already done. Megaman and ProtoMan, they've taken their turns. It's down to Magnet Man. And to show his power, we'll move all the way down here. So, first thing to note, Magnet Man's defensive abilities are not passive. You actually do have to spend an order point to use Magnet Barrier. This also means this does count as Magnet Man's turn. If you want him to defend, he can't help out with liberations for that phase. Okay, Magnet Man, we're using order points. Grr! Magnet Barrier! And with that, the entire team is shielded. Don't underestimate the Dark Lords. And ProtoMan takes no damage, and the shield remains intact. I at least hope the shields are showing up. They are a bit on the flickery side, so after processing and everything, it's anybody's guess. But now that it's our turn again, the shields are down. They last the entirety of the Dark Lord's phase. So yeah, Magnet Man's defensive abilities, they are a bit of a trade-off. You do have to spend an order point and sacrifice Magnet Man's turn to use it. However, it will protect your entire team no matter how spread out they might be. Magnet Man does not have to be standing right next to one of his allies to protect them, so that's actually pretty useful. The shield also lasts for the entirety of the Dark Lord's phase, so no matter how many times they try and attack you, it won't do any damage. This might also get around the issue that apparently Nightman has with multi-targeting attacks. Maybe your navis, they can just say no to those as well. It seems like they should be able to in that circumstance. It is also worth noting that you can't actually waste this power. Even if you have Magnet Man use Magnet Barrier at the start of your phase, it won't go away by the time the Dark Lords get to attack. They won't do anything for your navis while they're in combat, however the shield will still stick around afterwards, so you don't have to worry about it going away. There is, however, one problem. Magnet Man also does not have the other part of Nightman's passive ability. If Magnet Man is not shielding, he is very much vulnerable to Dark Lord phase damage, so do be mindful of that. Okay, so now that we've seen Magnet Man's defensive abilities in action, let's see just what he can do in battle. So it is worth noting that Magnet Man is an Elect Element Navi, and that means if there were a Cactikill around, that could be a problem. What elemental attacks do double damage to him? Unfortunately, I don't think there's any real benefit to being Elect Element yourself. Like, it doesn't grant you immunity to certain terrain types or anything like that. Magnet Man, however, does come with float shoes, which I think does give him that immunity. At the very least, I know if you walk over a crack panel with him, he won't break it, but even if a hole should form somewhere due to other circumstances, he can just walk over holes no problem. I want to say it also gives him immunity to things like lava panels, but I don't really have any around that I can test that theory on. It gets confusing because there's 3 different types of shoes: air shoes, float shoes, and shadow shoes, so yeah, it gets confusing. His signature chip is North-South Tackle, and it pretty much works the same as when he uses against you in battle himself. If there's an even space behind the enemy you use this on, you can summon his blue twin and do a double attack. If Magnet Man has to attack by himself if the positioning isn't quite right, he'll just go in by himself and do 80 damage. But if both Magnet Men hit, it does 160. If we use it right in front of the Drixel we can see there, we should be able to show this off, so let's do that. And there we go. So Magnet Man's charge shot is Magnet Missile. It fires a projectile forward that it can do a 90-degree turn to go after the enemy. It is, however, worth noting it does count as an object of sorts, meaning enemies can destroy it before it gets to them. So, it's generally a good idea to attack from off-row of the enemy you're going after. That way, it'll usually make the 90-degree turn and hit the enemy from the side, and they won't see it coming. So, yeah, from here on, going through this liberation mission is largely going to be the same as it was with the Colonel Team version. So we're going to chipmunk through most of this, but there is something coming up that I'll go ahead and show. Yeah, Magnet Man didn't get a one-turn liberation. Don't underestimate the Dark Lloids. A little proof of concept that, yeah, Magnet Man does not have out-of-battle immunity to damage like Nightman does. And that also means first damage of the LP. Congratulations, Shademan! Full points to you. Yeah, it's out of battle, but it still counts, I would say. And it also means I'm free of the stress of trying to see how long I can go without being hit. I'm kinda thankful for that. Anyway, like I said, the rest of this is largely going to go the same way that the Team Colonel version of this liberation mission went, so we're just gonna chipmunk it, and I'll slow things back down if anything of interest happens. So, let's go for it.